Today I messed up by pretending to do surgery on my daughter. Too long. Didn't read. Threatened to amputate daughter's foot as a joke. Daughter played same joke on much younger sister who didn't understand it was a joke 2 days ago. My 10-year-old hit her ankle on something. She was in that in-between phase where she wasn't sure whether to cry or brush it off. In an attempt to stave off the crying and turn it into laughter, I grabbed her face between my 2 hands. I looked into her eyes and yelled, "Are you going to be okay? Do you need to go to the ER?" I then grabbed her ankle and made her lay down on the couch. "This looks too bad. We don't have time to get to the hospital. We have to amputate." I whip a pocket knife out of my pocket, kept folded mind you, and she giggled and yelled, No, I am fine." Everything seemed great until my wife pulled me aside last night and said, "We need to talk about how you play with the kids yesterday while I was at work." The 5-year-old stubbed her toe. The 10-year-old immediately forced her to the ground and said, "We need to amputate. Get a knife from the kitchen." The 8-year-old immediately obliged. The 5-year-old wasn't there for the initial surgical fun and had absolutely no clue what was happening. She spent the next half hour curled up on my wife's lap, shaking and breathing shallowly. Today I messed up by having to use the bathroom during an online meeting. This happened just a few minutes ago, but the meeting is now over and I have gone through all the stages of grief very quickly, so here's the story. We have online meetings sometimes where I work, and we use a subreddit to do them. It's also a no microphone and no camera type of meeting since we mostly listen to our superiors talk and ask questions when needed, so it's pretty chill. Suddenly I feel the urge to use the bathroom. It's urgent, so I gotta go right now, but I also don't want to miss what's being said in the meeting, so my genius little self thinks, hey, let's switch from desktop to mobile. Since it's a mics and cameras off sort of deal, it should be fine. As I am walking with my phone to the bathroom, I spot my cat. This is where I messed up. I like to talk to my cat when we're alone, and I tend to inform him of what I'm doing just for kicks, so I said in a baby voice I have to go take a poop less than 3, but in a more crass manner, unsure if I can write that in this subreddit. I say it twice, because cats are very stupid. He might want to listen to this very important information twice just to make sure he knows my whereabouts. As soon as I finished saying it, it dawned on me. Is my mic on? I felt sheer terror as I went to mute my mic as fast as possible, but not fast enough, folks. I heard one of my superiors say, "What? Did someone say something?" And I gotta tell ya, I didn't know intense shame could eradicate the extreme need to poop in mere seconds, but I sure as hell didn't feel like using the bathroom after that. I returned to my desk. I never admitted it was me. I hope no one knows. Too long. Didn't read. I told my cat I had to poop in a baby voice halfway through an online meeting, and my coworkers and superiors heard because I forgot to mute my mic. Today I messed up by training my 1.5-year-old son to only fall asleep when khemmis cover of Rainbow in the Dark is playing. With the beer virus messing up my work schedule, I've been able to spend more time with my kids. And part of that has been putting our youngest son down for naps. He's only 1.5, so he still needs some time where you hold him in the rocking chair while he falls asleep. We usually have white noise playing on an Alexa in his room when he's going to sleep, but the other day I was doing some work on his closet and I was listening to the new khemmis cover of Dio's Rainbow in the Dark. My wife came by with my son and said he was ready for a nap. So I picked him up and switched from the music to white noise. And my son got upset and started fussing, so I figured what the hell and let the music play for a while, at a slightly lower volume. And my son loved it. Every time the song stopped, he'd pop his head up and point at the speaker. So I got into the habit of just playing the song on repeat when my son was going to sleep. He just goes right down. And this evening when my wife was trying to get my son to sleep, he was really fussing. So I pop in and changed the sound from white noise to the song. And my son goes down super easy. My wife isn't nearly as amused by this as I am. She's never been much of a metal fan, and now she has to listen to it whenever she's putting our son down for bed. So I'm stuck on sleep duty for our youngest son for the foreseeable future. At least the music doesn't suck. Too long. Didn't read. I conditioned my son to go to sleep when khemmis cover of Dio's Rainbow in the Dark is playing, and it really brings my wife down. Today I messed up by powering through my post-COVID symptoms for the last 4 months without telling my husband about them. We're both pretty sure we got COVID at the beginning of April, based on sharp stabbing pains in our chest, like pneumonia. But at the time tests were only available to healthcare workers or those with direct exposure to confirmed cases, so all I got was an email consult with my doctor who told me to stay home unless I needed to go to the ER. A week later, I generally felt better. Except for night chills. Holy hell, since that time, those have been horrendous. I've been afraid of waking up my husband, I've been shaking so bad. I don't fully understand it, my temp has never gone above normal, in fact it's been running often below 97, but I looked that up and saw it's not unheard of to have a low body temp if you're fighting pneumonia. https://www.mayoClinic.org/diseases-conditions/pneumonias/symptoms-causes/sick 20354204. The chills though, they aren't like slight shivering. If you saw a video of it, you'd think I was in the middle of an earthquake or having a seizure. I try to get through it by counting down from 100, then counting down by 2s, then by 3s, etc. when I get dementia, as long as I can remember what an elephant looks like. I'm totally gonna get one over on the doctors because I can count down from 100 by 7s like nobody's business now. Anyway, I haven't been complaining about it, because so many people have it so worse, and what's the point? Here's what came up in conversation yesterday. When my husband switched the house from heat to air conditioning, he didn't want to push the AC too low at night because we took in my parents' parrot last year. So instead he bumped down the thermostat on our waterbed. In April. Last night I put an undershirt on under my pajamas and instantly cured myself of the long-term effects of COVID. Too long. Didn't read. Mistook a change in our waterbed temperature for COVID chills for 4 freaking months.